These guys are not experts.
And I'm not sure they're even that smart.
They do like video games.
And I guess you could say they're funny.
Sometimes.
Well, they do like to talk.
And they do have opinions.
It's time for Video Game Replays!
What's going on, VGR fam? It's me, your host for this show. Aiden in the building, co-host. We got top left, we got CJ. Mixing up my words here.
What's happening? I'm always beside my favorite co-host that doesn't combat my opinions, Big Money Lair.
I don't combat
Top
your
right.
opinions. I get paid well. I get paid greatly. It does good for everybody. How you doing all? It's good to see you guys again. Hey.
How's it going? It's the co-host that does combat his opinions. So, what's been going on? As you guys know, season 2 is rolling around. It's on the train, moving forward good. Anything new happening? Anything new happening in your life? See, you got anything crazy going on?
Yep. I am probably the best Valorant player I know now. I'm getting really good. I'm bronze 1, so pretty good. That's only 4th lowest ranking in the game, so I'm going pretty well now. Outside of that, I did say that last time you heard me talk, I would come in here as a championship caliber coach, and I would like to say that has happened. We won 67-41, so I put in my 2 weeks notice at my full-time job. Probably going to get called up to the big leagues here soon, so I'm just banking on that now. And other than that, just invest in a little Pokemon cards and stuff because, you know, it's what you do when you're my age and have a gambling addiction and stuff like that. So, Larry, talk to me. I'm sure you have better, cooler, more adult stuff going on than that.
Well, welcome to the club, CJ. Hi. Congratulations on being a champion. I am happy for you on that, and
Thank you.
Hopefully, somewhere in the near future, we'll be able to replicate that in some degree. But
yes.
Myself, nothing too much. I survived my inventory. I had that actually today. I hadn't mentioned a word on it. I came out with a 99.8% accuracy. At least that's what my boss gave me. And the short of it, I was missing a net minus $240 out of $950,000 of inventory. So that's really not that bad. I mean, if I had $900,000, I'd probably have a better background. But outside of that, you know,
that's Big Money Larry.
It's getting cold, so I've been spending all my free time weatherizing and getting stuff, you know, situated. I'm not a man of many riches, so I don't have heat pumps and all that crazy shit. I get air conditioners in the windows and all that, but not anymore. I'm ready. I'm ready for the cold. Keep it the fuck away from me, but I'm ready for it. So, other than that, man, just damn, I'm trying to think. I did make a replica of the Starbucks chicken jalapeno pocket this past week.
Okay.
I got approval from a Starbucks junkie, better known as my daughter, but she approved. So I haven't heard from her roommate yet. So apparently she didn't share with her. So tough luck, Abby. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Like I said, just making messes, cleaning messes, and survived my inventory. So I'm not guaranteed my job for 6 months, but at least ain't nobody looking at me because I'm missing shit. So I can't complain.
Fair enough.
How's your world been, eh?
Well, nothing really going on at all, to be honest. It's really slow at my work. Hours have been down because the site got shut down. So, you know, I've been having a lot of time to myself. I played a little Valorant with the boys. Been having to play with CJ. He is quite the interesting gamer on Valorant, to say the least. To say even more than I said, he has somehow not gotten better over the months we've been playing. He's actually gotten worse. I don't know how that really. I don't know how that's happening, but
he could have been.
I'm not the best at it, but no, he's gotten
pretty
slightly better.
plays
He's gotten
lately.
better.
That's some good
he's
having one dead.
Yeah, he's usually the first one dead, but he's had some some crazy plays. I guess that's what he calls them. Some crazy plays. Other than that, man, I've been sleeping. I've been eating. Weight loss journey is going pretty solid. I've crossed over the 40-pound mark. I'm
Way to go, brother.
going down. Yep, keeping it up. Other than that, man, it's been cold in the house. I'm paying the electric bill now, so I've been messing with the thermostat more, and nobody can tell me nothing. So,
Hell yeah, hell yeah. It's
But I
a
don't-
good feeling, isn't it?
yeah, I don't think my parents mind either. Though. Like, yeah, mess with
No.
it, mess with it.
Hey, my
As
ass is
long as,
cold. I'm gonna warm it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I got up and it was 63 degrees in the house and I was like, no, that's too cold. I'm bumping it up to 60, 66. I mean, come on, let's be
That's
reasonable.
hotel
here.
room temps.
I always
know.
hated the commercial, but I've got to ask you: do you have a programmable thermostat?
I guess I do. I don't know what is considered programmable compared to like a regular.
Okay, well, and this is I'm not a big green guy and all that shit, but this thing's the bomb because I do love to sleep cold, but I want to be warm when I wake up. So the thermostat that I have, actually, I can have it drop down to about 65 in the middle of the night. So about
Nice.
10, 11 o'clock at night when we're getting ready to bed, it cuts it off. So that way it goes down to 65. If it's colder than that, it'll warm up. But it stays that cold throughout the evening. And about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I have it kick up to 70. And that way the heat kicks back on, and the house is kind of toasty when you get up and have to go shower and do all your shit. So if you guys don't have one, you ought to look into it because it's $20, $30 maybe on from a Honeywell one. But dude, it's the bomb because like say even I know you guys are more in and out than we are. We're collectively just we all go to work in the morning, that kind of shit. I can have it go back down to 65 during the daytime when there's no one around.
Yeah.
And then have it kick back up hour before everyone's due to be home. That way it's toasty again.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's nice.
Yeah.
The commercial will sell you on that deal. You'll save over $400 a year on energy costs, which if you're paying the electric, I'm sure you'll be like, fuck yeah.
That could be the case.
It's the warm and cold sounds nice. Sold me there. Like, fuck the energy bill.
Yeah.
Stay the same. Stay the same, but be
that
better.
is nice. That is very nice. Well, the thing is, it's weird because me and my family have complete opposite sleep schedules because I work night shift. So I don't have if I make it cold when I sleep, it's when they're awake and vice versa. So yeah, a little bit.
Fuck it. They're awake. You're sleeping, man.
They're awake.
You're cold. Put some clothes on. That's the dad in me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh no, yeah. I don't have a strict energy bill dad. I have a strict energy bill mom. Pretty much, she'll wait as long as she can to turn the heat on. But I said not this year. If I'm paying for it, it's not gonna be 63 degrees. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, that's cold.
Well, I do have a question. We've been asking a question of the week. I've been trying to ponder on a question because I couldn't really come up with nothing. So here's kind of what I found. It's kind of a philosophical. It can be deeper if you want it to be, or it can just be simple. Would you rather know how you die or when you die?
Ooh,
That's a question.
Ooh, that is a good question. I like that.
A thinking cap here.
It can be deep, or it can.
That's deep. I think I'm just on the surface, dude. That's pretty goddamn deep. I don't know. I'll step up on this one. I like to hear it sound my own voice, I guess, but I don't think I want to know when I die because then that gives like a deadline time frame. I got shit to do. But I don't know. I guess if I know how I'm going to die, it's like it's going to affect it. Like, I'm a bigger guy. I live in America, so I'm overweight, obviously. So I'm banking on the probability I'm going to die of some sort of cardiac issue. And I already know the fact that I haven't really changed my diet a whole hell of a lot. I've gotten better, but I still love me some deep fried shit. I eat more fried food than I should, but I'm also half Asian. So my mom's like,
hell yeah.
oh, you want birthday cake? I fry for you. I'm like, no, Mom, it's a cake. You bake that. No, I fry. I put it in the wok. I fry for you. It'd be good. You eat.
She said, "What's bacon?"
Hey, did you ever know that? That's a true fact about Asian people. You know what the oven's for? It's where you put your damn pots and pans.
I've heard that.
It's
That's
true.
just a broiler. It's a broiler.
100% true. So that too. That's where the walk goes. But I don't know. I guess I'll have to almost renege on that. I'm gonna go back. I'd rather know when I was gonna die versus how I'm gonna die. I think. I don't know. CJ, what do you got?
Tough one.
You guys hear that? Just a quick timeout. My smoke detectors are going off, so I will be right back.
Oh,
Okay,
There we go.
we're gonna pause the podcast for a little fire break. We'll be right back to you.
intriguing.
Ever want to bet on sports and play casino right from your couch? Tired of these big agencies with their BS rules and unfair odds? Good thing there's a solution for you. Check out the new VGR online sportsbook and casino today. Sign up with code VGR for up to a $1,000 deposit match. We have your favorite matches all year round to bet on. You want to bet some NBA Jam? Bet on VGR OSC. You want to bet Pong? Find us on VGR OSC. Want to bet Tecmo Super Bowl? Good thing that's on VGR OSC. Casino more your style? No worries, we got you covered there. VGR Online Sportsbook and Casino has that last word in our slogan for a reason. Come play some of our exclusives such as Super Mario World Series Poker, UN Slotdrin, Teenage Mutant Ninja 3-Card Poker, and much, much more. Refer a friend and you'll both receive a shout out on the next VGR podcast. Get betting today, nerds, at VGR Online Sportsbook and Casino. Must be 21 or older. Rules and terms apply. Not available in select countries, states, countries, or counties or territories. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. All satire ad.
And we are back from the fire break. Currently no fire. So that's good news. Now,
Good
CJ,
update.
good update. CJ, would you rather know how you die or when you die?
I think how, because I think when could give you two things. Or I mean, wait. Sorry, when. I pick when because how could give you one of two things. It could give you something nice like out of old age or something like that. You know what I mean? It could give you something nice to where it kind of rest your soul, but it could be driving, cooking, swimming, playing basketball, flying, being on a plane. It will ruin your life if it's just one thing because it'll just completely, you'll avoid it. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it could be peacefully in your sleep, could be, a heart attack. Those are things that might not worry me so much. But now if it happened to be driving or if it happened to be like, a bomb, I'm going to be bugged the hell out for the rest of my life. I would rather just know somehow just the day. And it at least it gives me a timeline. So I think we all know now, it's like, roughly live to 80 or so. Well, if it says otherwise, then I need to either kick my life in gear or I can fuck off for a few more years and find a way to trim that back down to 80, smoke some more cigarettes, drink some more beer. So I think I'd rather know how when, and also it'd be interesting to see like I use my nicotine pouches. The more pouches I use, does that trim my time down? Does that change because of that? Or am I guaranteed that date?
I think it's predetermined destiny, so you can't do anything.
Okay.
Like if it says if you find out you're dying in a car crash, there's nothing you can do to change that. Like even if you try to avoid cars your whole life, like somehow you will die in a car crash. Like
that's what I'm saying. Then just give me
predetermined.
win. Just give me win. Just give me the death app on my phone. It's fine. Rather know that.
What you got there?
I think I would rather know how I die. I think it would freak me out too much to know when, and especially since I'm young, if I saw a low number, I'd get freaked out even more. I think I would like to know how I die. There is a part of me which it could really suck if it says like you're gonna die in your bathroom. So I'm scared of the bathroom now.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That is going to suck, but I would rather do that than know when I'm going to die. I think.
So even if it was
Personally.
1 year or 50 years, you'd rather live in fear for that undetermined amount of time.
Well, yeah,
'Cause to
because it's
me,
the
if
same
you
thing
said-
as now. I'm eventually going to die now. It's not like I'm living in fear. Like at one point I'm going to die. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's going to be the same exact
but,
thing.
but I mean, you'd be like, oh God, dude, I'm scared to go to the fucking bathroom, man. I gotta piss so bad, but I might die. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
So
the
like,
odds. It could be old age. It could be of cancer. It could be of,
Yeah.
which is probably more likely. Or
brother, just give me win. Because if you told me 10 years or 20 years, say if it said 10 years for me right now, you know how much of a kick in the ass, what more of a kick in the ass than you have 10 years left to live? And you're not getting some hospital, you got a month. You are getting 10 years of opportunity to do anything. Dude, you could go out however you wanted. You know what I mean? At that point, you get to pick. I'm dying on the 12th of November. Guess what? Guess what I'm doing on the 11th? Everything I ever wanted to. Credit card debt, no problem.
This is messing with me because I'm hearing all sides of it. It's like, I think, okay, so if I know when I'm dying, it's like Aiden was just saying, if I know how I'm going to die, I at least kind of adjust to that. But where you're saying, if I know I'm going to die in 10 years, I got two choices. I can live the best 10 years of my life, but also that could be, you know, family, friends, moments, make memories, or it could be I got 10 years, dude, fucking break out the coke, break out the smokes, let's go. I got 10 years of partying left. Fuck it, let's do it. And either way, like I say, it's still probably gonna end up as a heart attack one way or another because I'm heart's gonna blow up. But there's no good answer in this, I don't think. At least not for myself. It's each one
Let me
hurts.
win,
I
brother.
don't like it.
So Larry's deferring. Larry cannot think. Larry can't think of what he would want here. Interesting.
I don't know what the better answer is. No, I don't.
It's win.
Like I said,
I don't
I've
know if
already
there's a
split
great answer.
twice.
If I had the choice, I don't think I would want to know either. If I had the choice,
Yeah,
that's all.
I'm fine with
That's
that.
another question. Would you guys want to know either one of those choices, or would you rather just say no? Don't tell me nothing.
I'm tempted at win. Yeah, I am tempted at win. I think I'd take win. I'd take win.
I wouldn't.
Because either my life's not going to change at all, or my life's going to just upgrade because I'm going to be like, oh, I need to do X, Y, Z in this amount of time now. So, to me, being the ripe age of 23, yeah, give me win no matter what. Yeah, even if I can pick, don't tell me or tell me when. Yeah, tell me when. Because like I said, give me 50 years, then I can dick off a little more. Give me 5, and I need to jumpstart some shit and get some shit going. So, I'm cool either way. Yeah, tell me when.
Yeah, but you could also. Here's the deeper way to live. The deeper way to think about it. If you know when, that could also plunge your life into like deep anxiety and cause you to do something that wouldn't be as fulfilling, but it would be more enjoyable in the moment because you know when you're going to die. For instance, say like, oh, you're going to die in 20 years. You're like, oh, I'm not going to have a kid then. Fuck it. Like something like that. But if you are going to die in 20 years and you don't know it, you could have a kid. You could experience that joy. You could live life
I'd do it either way.
even
You know what I
without.
mean? I'd do it either way.
I mean,
I
I
really
guess
would.
you
I'd do
say
it
that
either
now.
way.
You say that now, but
I think
it's.
so. Yeah.
But I'm not
I
just
mean,
talking
unless
about
you
kids.
told
You're
me
saying if you knew your life wouldn't change in any way.
if you told me when, I'm not saying it depends. Like if you told me 10 years, yeah, life would probably change. If you told me 40, 20, life probably wouldn't change that much. You know, you're talking 50, 60, life wouldn't probably change at all. But yeah, like you tell me 15 years, I don't think I'm just going to start gambling all my money today at the casino and start doing coke and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think I just start doing more fulfilling things on day to day. I'll probably stop being so bored. Like, shouldn't waste this time. It's pretty valuable here. Like, I know my timeline now. You know what I
I think it's
mean?
one of those
So,
things
like,
where you would like change your behaviors unconsciously. It wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like a hard choice. Like okay, I'm doing coke right now. Okay, I'm gambling all my money. It wouldn't like that. Wouldn't be your. It would be like
just
something like
what's the
subconsciously
point?
like it would kind of be like I don't want to have a kid right now. I'm gonna die in 10 years. It'd be like something like that.
I was
Like
thinking the opposite. Like, damn,
even though you say
I
right
better
now
do it
you.
sooner. I better do it sooner. I think I'm cool with it. Yeah, tell me when. I think I'm gonna live a more fulfilled X amount of years that way because I now have a hard stamp time. Like for example, if you know you're going to the mall for 1 hour and 1 hour only, you normally get more done. You go to more things, you see more stuff, you do more stuff, you feel better about it by the time you're leaving. But if you're like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
I'm
that's a
just
little
going just
different.
cause, kind of mope around, like it's similar. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it's similar.
I think I've came to my conclusion. I'd rather know because I think the argument. No, I'd rather know how I die, not when, because your argument, CJ, opens up the fact that okay, statistically, you've got 50 years left, buddy. Statistically,
Mhm.
and yeah, you're probably still going to spend 10 of those in the closet jerking off, so the old lady don't catch you. So does that change anything? I mean, like I say, you got time. I gave you a time. You got 50 years from today. Do you
At
start
50,
changing how
like I
you
said, at
live?
50, I don't think so. But you give me 10 or 20, I think so.
Well,
That's what.
I'm looking at like my answer statistically is going to be either a heart attack or cancer. I'm an American, overweight, obese. These are probably my two most likely options: cardiac issue, cancer. So I could live a full life. I could die next week out of these same two concepts. But I think that with Aiden's argument on the idea that the anxiety and all that, sure, if it's 50 years from now for me, cool. But I guarantee you, within 5 years of it coming, the anxiety to kick in, which will probably just lead to the heart attack because I know it's coming anyways. That number's probably hitting. It's
That's
like, oh
fair.
shit, it's
I
gonna
get
happen.
that.
It's gonna happen.
But look,
But
what you're thinking. So you're thinking that's going to be one of the two things. But wait till it hits you with you die in a porta potty. You die at the fair. You die driving your car. You know what I mean? Then it changes because you thought you knew what it was, but it's different. Now you're like, fuck, man. Like I don't want to drive. And then you got to think too. What if me, you, and Aiden are going somewhere, and you're like, no, like I don't know. I don't want to ride in the car with you guys. Like this could be it for me. And you guys
I
might be
think
in the
my
car.
thing is, I would just hate.
You know what
I
I
just
mean?
would hate to know when I die. I just do not want to know that. So
I'd
my
rather
thing
not.
is, even though I wouldn't really want to know how I die either, I just would rather not know when I die more than I would rather not know how I die. If that makes sense.
Would possibly use a genie wish on it. I think. Maybe not, but if somebody
I
came to me
listen.
right now and said, I can tell you for sure, like it's proven they can tell me, not just bullshit me like Larry just did, I'd take the answer.
fuck you.
I think-
nothing.
I'm kind of with Larry. I like my options are like heart attack or autoerotic asphyxiation. Like it's a toss up. It's like it's up there. It's like one or the other. That's
Good
right.
option. Good option. I mean,
It's a coin flip.
I mean, at least you got priorities, man. That's what I applaud you for that. Like, I never thought of that as a good option. I mean,
All right. Well, that's our philosophical question of the week. Doing it for the next week. If you got, we've been struggling coming up with questions, or at least I have. If you got some, send us to us, VGRPOD@gmail.com. Send us some questions. We'll get to
I'll
them.
do it
for
on the
sure.
grams too. I know we
Or the
look at
grams
that
or the
more than not
talks
anymore.
or anything. We'll find it.
Yes.
Or if you just run into Larry in person, just ask him.
works
Just
too.
walking on the street, like, hey, is that VGR Larry? I got a question for you.
I got answers. Tune in. This episode of Video Game Replay is brought to you by Phantom Shield VPN, the only VPN that takes your privacy as seriously as you do. Let's be honest, the internet's basically a dark alley with horny cats and Wi-Fi. Every click, every search, every late night deep dive in Rule 34 Sophia Petrillo, someone's watching. Your internet provider, your applications, maybe your cat. Definitely your cat. I think she's embarrassed too. But not if you're using Phantom Shield VPN. Phantom Shield VPN encrypts your data using military-grade technology, which basically means that it will work some of the time. Maybe. With Phantom Shield VPN, you can browse privately, stream anything from anywhere, and pretend to be from a country you've never even heard of, all while knowing your information isn't being sold to the highest bidder, because let's face it, you're worth more than 12 cents of ad revenue. And right now, listeners of Video Game Replay get 85% off, plus your first 3 months free. That's almost a full season of lying low on the grid while you Google things like John Stamos shirtless. Go to phantomshieldvpn.com/VGRPOD and use our code SHOCKER at checkout. That's phantomshieldvpn.com/VGRPOD, code SHOCKER, because being invisible online shouldn't require a tinfoil hat. Stay private, stay safe, stay off those websites you shouldn't be on, all with Phantom Shield VPN.
At the time of this recording, Phantom Shield VPN is not a real product, nor is it a website. The offer included in the previous message is real, as 30% of zero is still zero, and since it doesn't cost anything, 3 months of free is a valid offer. This is a parody. It is not a paid promotion of Phantom Shield VPN, which is not a real product or website.
Alrighty, well, it comes that time. The game of the week. My game, my first round draft pick, as the number 3 pick, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I forget the last part. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did the same exact thing last week. A blast to the past. Is that what it is? I forget. It looks like somebody changed my game of the week, or maybe Turtles in Time. That's what it is. I literally have it pulled up right in front of me, and I just didn't read it. All right, game of the week. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Released in 1992 of August 15th. Published and developed by Konami. It is kind of it's like a beat-em-up, side-scrolling action game. It's a game based off the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle animated series. The game follows Leonardo, Mikey, Donatello, and Raphael as they battle Shredder, the Foot Clan, across different eras in time after Krang steals the Statue of Liberty and sends the Turtles through a time warp. Pretty interesting concept here. I don't know about you guys, but I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan growing up. I don't think I grew up on the original. Sorry, Larry. I feel like Larry's definitely showed me the original before, but I definitely did not grow up on the original. I think mine was like one of the like Nickelodeon 2008 through 2014 shows or whatever.
Did,
Date
So
did
it's
yours
definitely-
have
buddy.
the girl in it?
Yes,
That's fine.
and the one guy with like hockey sticks. I
No,
think.
I'm not talking
do
about
remember
April O'Neil.
him.
I'm talking about like the girl turtle. Did you have that one in yours?
Oh
Do you
no,
remember that?
no.
Okay, yeah. You're always gonna have April O'Neil and Casey Jones, which that's
Yeah,
the guy with
Casey
the
Jones. I
hockey
could not
stick
think
one.
of his name.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I can't
can't
even
remember.
remember what the girl was, but
Is that in the 1987? Is there a girl turtle?
no.
Oh,
No,
that's a
it
newer
was-
one.
It's that
Yeah,
new
like I
woke
said, I
shit
knew
now,
somewhere in the
I'm playing.
2000s they did it, but
It's that woke little bullshit. pretty pretty much. All right, well, yeah, that was the game of the week this week. First impressions. CJ, what do you think of this classic beat 'em up?
I thought we've just had a really good track record these past this season so far. Dude, banging out at the beginning, intro music coming in, slam dunking. I like it. I like that a lot. I will say they should have probably put a seizure warning because I almost spazzed the fuck out with all the flashing lights at the beginning. But what do you do back in the day? Probably not that. 92. Look, yeah, you're not doing all that. So the Pikachu episode didn't happen yet. So
They didn't have seizures back then.
yeah, it's part of that new woke bullshit. No, music was banging. Yeah, like I said, everybody had a seizure. Other than that, I was a little excited. I will admit, wasn't the biggest turtle fan growing up. Did have two pet turtles, but neither one of them were ninjas, so didn't really have a strong connection to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I do remember some friends, Aiden, cousin of yours, Aiden, yourself, Larry, nephew of yours, two of them. But outside of that, I do remember, of course, having the debates of what turtle would be what and just getting pissed off when other people got to be the leader and stuff, at like age 8. But I do remember watching the one Aiden mentioned at some point for sure. I just wasn't a big Nickelodeon guy, so wasn't like super stoked, but I will say the one thing I kept thinking of for some reason, I did think of the new cabinets that came out, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, like the home cabinets, the mini ones. I do remember them coming out with, I don't remember what turtles it was, but I do remember them coming out with that one. Used to stop by in Walmart and stuff and play it. For some reason, it reminds me of the old Giovanni's restaurant location across town. Don't know why. I don't think they ever had this in cabinet form. This game gives me that feeling, and I can't explain why. So shout out Giovanni's for that. Don't know why. Like I said, just shout them out. I don't understand, but I don't know. Larry, is this your first go around, or are you going to give us the back in the day first impression?
Oh.
That smirk says it all.
I do recall the 1980s cabinet playing it in arcades. Actually, there was a local Stop and Rob in town, which is still there today. It had it in there and going there after school, but it was the original arcade game. Wasted so much money in that damn game, never got anywhere. But I do not remember playing this in the arcade. I know there was an arcade version of this. And like I said, what did this come out? 92, you said, eh?
Yeah, 92.
93.
In August. Barely hit
So
the
probably,
timeline.
I think 91 would have been when the arcade version was out, if I remember correctly. And I do not remember being out there anywhere. But at this point, it's the third arcade game they've had out. I don't want to say it's kind of ran its course, but it kind of maybe did. I don't know. I know the first one's glory in my mind, but we missed that in the NES version. That's where they ported it there. But this one here looks good, plays good. It's a lot better than the NES one, which obviously should be a given. I do think though that they did have some of the classic beat 'em up problems that they had with some of these platformer beat 'em ups that they had on the Super Nintendo. They cheaped out on a couple things. Like honestly, they had the music for the original theme song, but they didn't have the lyrics. I'm like, you guys could have, at least give me a Turtle Power, something, There was a couple parts that had it, but all in all, it brought back some good nostalgia on it. Like I said, I do recall more of the original arcade port where you could have 4 people playing. I wish that somehow this was available for that on this, but this game was only a 2-player, but I was excited to get back into it.
Well, I have some agreements with you guys, some things I don't think you touched on. This is widely known, as I read, as one of the better 16-bit beat 'em ups that is out. Of course, that is not my opinion, just because I have not played a wide variety of 16-bit beat 'em ups. But yeah, I mean, I thought this game was fun. Very, to me, an enjoyable story and very easy to follow by just playing the game, which a lot of the times for these type of games you don't really get unless you like put together all the cutscenes and really pay attention. This one is pretty cut and dry. What's going on? I thought obviously the controls were smooth. I like the action of slamming people on the ground or throwing them at the camera, and they actually implemented that as one of the and the shredder battle, or am I thinking of the wrong one? I always get them mixed up. Yeah, is it? I get the sensei and the metal guy mixed up.
Splinter?
Splinter and Shredder.
Splinter's
I-
the
Shredder's
which
the
rat.
one's
bad guy.
which?
Splinter's the rat.
Splinter's the rat. Okay, Shredder. Yeah, when you're fighting Shredder, I don't know if you guys had this problem. I did not know what to do. I just kept fighting people for like for like 15
Oh.
like 10 minutes. I did not know you had to pick up people and throw them at Shredder. I was just fighting
on the
people.
first-
I was like, damn, how long is this battle? I was like, I'm dying
Um,
pretty steadily here.
I'm going to interject something here real quick. I think that was something that they kind of stole from the old NES game Battletoads, because the first level boss is basically the exact same thing, except in Battletoads you picked up a rock, looked at the screen, and threw it at the screen. This one here, of course, you got to take a foot soldier and throw it at the screen, but I mean, otherwise, it almost feels exactly the same. Two little guns coming down at the bottom of the screen, shooting at you and all that. Little target mech trying to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Exact same damn thing. So, as weird as the old classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles / Battletoads thing was in the late '80s, I find it funny that it carried over in Teenage Mutant Turtles. Like, we're taking that shit from you guys, stealing our damn amphibian stuff.
It carried over. I found it enjoyable. It's I felt the graphics were vibrant, the soundtrack was awesome. The story was easy to follow. We'll get into the nitty gritty, our grips and gripes of it. But so far, I found it pretty enjoyable. Speaking of the graphics, CJ, you anything about the graphics stick out to you? You like them? You don't like them? What's going on?
Yeah, no, I think I do like the graphics. The one thing I will say, more of a me problem. I call it 2D, 3D games in my head, where it's a side scroller, but you still have like depth. I always just fuck it up. I always have a really hard time tracking it. I don't know if it's a me issue, probably, based on my history in games. But that part's a little rough for me. Outside of that, I think good word you use, vibrant. I thought it was colorful. I thought it played really smooth, honestly. So I do get the online opinions of one of the better 16-bit beat 'em ups. And I will say I'm not really a big beat 'em up guy, but I did kind of find myself just enjoying it. So I mean, like, I had to run to the store today, said I'd grab 30 more minutes on it, looked down, I played for like an hour. So I mean, it did definitely suck you in a little bit. I will say I enjoyed it. I think smoothness of everything made it seem easier to play, I guess, in a way. I loved the mechanic of throwing soldiers, ragging them around to each other, throwing them at the screen, stuff like that's nice touch, especially for a beat 'em up. I feel like it's just it's almost like a beat 'em up exclusive thing. You put that in Super Mario World, I don't like it, but you put it here, and I think it's really enjoyable. So that was cool. Almost a little gimmicky with the attacks in that regard. So I liked it. Don't have too much to hate about the way it played and stuff. Like I said, it looked pretty ran smooth. I mean, overall, it looked pretty nice. Like I said, so back me up, Lair.
I think that, truthfully, looking at the arcade version of it, it's a really nice port. We definitely have hit this point where the arcade and your home console have started to mesh. Um, it looks very close to it. Everything's very, very colorful, like you guys have said. Very easily to decipher this from that. Actually, the thing I thought was very interesting was I did have the opportunity to play the arcade version of it on the Cowabunga collection, and when you get squished by a ball, it's the exact same terrible kind of graphic when you get flattened out as a turtle. I mean, it's very cartoony, which I get, but it strangely looks exactly the same. So a lot of that stuff was almost just stride for stride. So props to the Super Nintendo for being able to keep up with that, and I think that's a high volume praise in it. But I think, like I said, I thought it looked good. It's a great port. It made you, like I say, it made you feel like you were buying your arcade game for your house. So
Yeah.
can't beat that at all. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I touched a little bit on it. It was very vibrant. Actually, the graphics portion is one of my more higher portions I have about this game. I really enjoyed the graphics. I thought I could tell what every mob was. I could tell what every boss was. I liked the background when you went back in time. When you went back into like the prehistoric age, you could tell whether it be the background, all the mobs. You could tell the dinosaurs. It really gave you that vibe of you were right there. Same with like the pirate place and the neon city. I feel like the graphics. My keyword here is vibrant. Everything stood out to me compared to a lot of NES games. This was really really impressive. I really actually enjoyed the graphics of this game.
Did you notice in the Neon City what the year was?
No.
The one stage, it's like I think we're riding like a surfboard or something, but it's like a neon
Yeah.
city in the future.
Like your hoverboard thing.
It was 2020.
Was it?
Yeah,
That's
like,
funny.
oh, that's
Insane.
crazy. Like that's way too close, and we didn't have those boards in 2020.
We did. It's just not what you think.
We had hoverboards, but they yeah, we're not
Caught on
that.
fire.
No.
It is crazy. Like you see, like in like the 90s and 80s, they say, "Oh, by 2020, we're gonna have flying cars." Like, no, we didn't. We don't. Not for a
We
long
had
time.
flying drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our next section, the soundtrack. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. As Larry mentioned, when you load it up, you have the Turtles in a Half Shell, Turtle Power, or whatever it is. But as Larry mentioned, without the lyrics, so just the beat part of it. I did notice it. I did appreciate it. I was missing the lyrics. I don't know if there's something about when making these games. There a lot of the songs and stuff doesn't have lyrics. I wonder if that's just really hard to put out within this console. Like just with this like the electronics, if it's hard to include lyrics.
It might
can
have
have a
been.
comment
I
on
mean,
that at some
honestly, 'cause I
point.
know everything had to be like programmed into it. I do remember reading and hearing that part. So
Because even when they're announcing the stages, like Neon City, it sounds like really like robotic and not very like up and down. So I wonder if it's just hard to include lyrics. So I'm not gonna fault them for that. But the soundtrack was good on each level. I mean, it was banging. Soundtracks have been banging for all three games that we've played so far. That is a common theme for the SNES so far. I mean, sound sounded good. I don't really have a lot of critiques for this area either. CJ, you got some more critiques for me, or are you kind of piggybacking off me and kind of feeding off my opinion?
Kind of piggybacking off you and kind of feeding off your opinion. Did think the soundtrack was good. Did I think all the fight noises, everything, it had a good it kind of added depth with all the sound. But I will say one thing, I'm glad you mentioned it. When they introduced stages, and maybe that's the reason they didn't put in lyrics, it sounded like somebody took the generic old school Apple earbuds, put them in a fucking soup can that was empty, and just screamed the stage name. Just didn't sound good. I mean, if that's the reason that they left the lyrics out, good design choice. I'm glad you did that. Outside of that, that's really my only sound gripe I had, is that just pissed me off, because without the words on the screen, I don't know what the hell you just said. I thought my headphones were bugging out. I didn't know what the hell had happened. So outside of that, didn't sound like farting and shitting. Pretty happy on the CJ scale.
This is where I'm starting to wean. And I don't know. I'm trying not to nostalgia. I don't even know if that's the right word. I don't know if my nostalgia for a lot of this shit it's there, but I God help me. The original arcade game, okay, and that one came out years prior, and I know we're not done with arcade, but I can still just hear that motion of the camera going from the skyline down to the damn manhole in there, and this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles start to kick in, and it's just like, dude, that I could almost have that as my fucking ring entrance song to some degree. I'll be ready to come out and fucking body slam and kick somebody's ass. It's kind of there, but it's almost like I feel like they did this on the cheap. Spend 10 more hours with it, fine tune the audio in this. I'll live maybe without the vocal parts. I can see that. I got it. Limitation issues, sure, but the music itself still just didn't have. It's missing a layer or something. It just wasn't coming out for me. And honestly, like I say, I know the soundtrack wasn't bad for a beat 'em up, but I think it's like the same problem Aiden had with UN Squadron. None of it sticks. So I on a personal level, I say port wise, not a bad thing. Soundtrack wise, I don't think it's really good. I'm not a fan, and it's just because really just none of it moved me, touched me, and stayed with me on any of this. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna say I didn't like the soundtrack on this. I have a hard time going with that, but I'm not a fan of
That's
it.
fair. That is fair.
That's fair. If it didn't stick with you, I was definitely in the same boat with you and Squadron. You guys said it was banging, which I did. I did enjoy the soundtrack for this game, but I mean, if it doesn't stick with you, it doesn't stick with you. If I hear a song and if I can't even remember it a couple days after I hear it, then it ain't a good song to me, and that's totally fair.
Well, I was playing this last night, and it does not kick back into me at all within 24 hours. I've lost it. So,
well, it's all subjective here, folks. You get difference in opinions. He didn't like the soundtrack. CJ, do you have a part of the game you really didn't like?
I do have a couple things written down here. I will shout out the robots, bro. I fucking hated the robots. I'm not mad at them. I just didn't like them.
I didn't either.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I was going to say,
the,
this
or
thing
the, little,
pissed me off.
the robots or the little dogs that bite your arm and do like
Yes,
three damage ticks.
I was hoping that the robots were a one-time thing, and the next time I saw them pop up, I was really pissed. I did better, but I was really pissed. Let's see. I will say, going along kind of in tune right after the robots, the next stage when you're in the sewer. By the way, badass location. The aliens just jumping at me pissed me off. They reminded me not just of the alien from the Alien movie. Instead, they reminded me from E.T. from Spaceballs coming out of the chest and doing his little dance. I don't know why, but that's what it reminded me of. So, going next, speaking of the 2D, 3D stuff, the sewer boss, I think, was a great epitome of why I hate it. Because I had a really hard time dodging the rockets and knowing where they were. Like, by the time I figured out where they were, I had already got hit. Because I couldn't tell if it's up or if it's down. Like, I just couldn't tell the depth, like what horizontal plane it was on. So it really fucked with me there. Other than that, I think that's all I really got. I think just the big thing I harp on is just, like I said, I call it the 2D, 3D is kind of a genre or style I've always struggled with. But other than that, just kind of little stuff. I didn't necessarily actually hate the aliens. I didn't really hate the robots. They just pissed me off, like, mechanically about how they attacked me and kicked my ass, kind of. But outside of that, really just the 2D, 3D stuff just bugs the ever living hell out of me sometimes. So outside of that,
I got you.
Nothing too bad.
Sometimes with games like this, it was kind of a slight issue for me when playing Contra, like in the tunnels. It was trying to appear 3D, but it didn't translate that well for me. I didn't have as big as a problem as you did on this game. It's kind of like the same kind of style as a couple other beat 'em ups. Sometimes the perception is hard, like a couple levels where you have like a bowling ball dropping on top of you. You know, I don't know if it's on top of me or to the left of me. One of my most major gripes in this game, and it is an intended game design, but I think it's a poor one, is the grab mechanic. It is way overdone. I don't mind if it happens, but it's the amount it happens needs to be toned down, or it needs to be more specific to your situation. Like, either I need to be surrounded by like 5 guys, because like as soon as someone comes on top of me, they just grab me and I just get 100 damage onto me. Like every single time it happens, and it's like. It's very overdone. That is my biggest gripe of the game, for sure. Larry, what do you think?
You're talking where they grab you.
Where they grab me? Yeah, I'm not talking about when I grab people. When they grab me, it's overdone for sure. Because it happens so frequently. Once they swarm you, it's ridiculous. It happens every time without fail, and it's kind of like you can't. If they're on top of you, there's nothing you could do. Like if it was like a mechanic, like, oh, you can mash A to get out of it. For me, that would be much better. Like just something to counteract it rather than oh, you're getting grabbed, you're getting damage done to you.
I felt like going up and down got me out of it relatively quick, but I don't know that it didn't do damage.
No,
at
there's.
all.
I don't think there was any getting out of it. Once you got grabbed, there was an animation that performed until it was over.
I didn't feel like I
I
struggled
can
that
see
much
that.
with it.
It
Must have been
I
too
agree with
quick. I
Aiden.
didn't get
Every
grabbed.
and anytime you had a group of guys show up around you, that's exactly what happened. They would grab you and they'd just hold on to you. But like it pisses you off because like it's almost, I guess you probably had some of it, a little brother effect. If not, I'm sure I at least put you in a couple of them of fucking the full Nelson. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it does nothing to you, but in this game it hurts you. It's just like, you son of a bitch, let me go.
I think what happens, it's not the act of getting grabbed itself that does damage. It's once you get grabbed, you're like susceptible to every other damage.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's like
fair.
if there's like 5 other guys around you, when you get grabbed, you could have like 5 damage ticks done to you. Like it's insane. Well, Larry, do you have any other gripes in getting cummed on?
I never complained about that once in my life. I again, this is where I'm turning it down. I am a Turtles fan. I love the Turtles since 1987. I remember that was the reason to get out of bed on Saturday morning. And I don't know if this is recency bias is kicking in. I know a week or two ago I mentioned that me and my daughter have been playing Bravery or Greed, which basically is just a beat 'em up with a little bit more to it. And I don't know if that's where my fault is coming in, but I felt this could have been on the Nintendo. You only needed 2 buttons for this whole damn game.
Fair.
I felt like there should have been something more to it. Yeah, they added the one button where you could hit it and it would do your A B together, which was basically a special move, which every beat 'em up has that. It's basically to break out of that crowd. You do a spin move or something, knocks everybody down. So
I wouldn't mind if they had like ninja stars or something, like even like something like that.
yeah, I mean, and I know that Turtles all have their dedicated thing, but I don't know if I want to say it became brainless or thoughtless, but it's just it did for, I don't even know how many levels there were, 9, I think, 8 or 9 levels, and it kind of became monotonous. And that's kind of my gripe is it there wasn't enough variance in what you could do to make this more entertaining. I mean, maybe even sliding in another level of riding surfboards or something like that might have helped. But it felt very samey as you went through all of it. You're going to get introduced to the newest guy, the new Hardfoot Kai. Then next thing you know, you're gonna get your ass handed to you right before you're able to get the pizza because you already died. So now you get the pizza. It doesn't do you no damn good. And the bosses felt kind of samey too. But I guess that's my gripe is it didn't feel like you had to do much outside of maybe just avoid and hit X or hit Y, I guess, on the controller. But that's really about my biggest gripe in it. I mean,
Fair.
after a while, it was hard as my old ass to sit on the couch at 10, 11 o'clock at night trying to stay enthused about button mashing.
Yeah, or like or like maybe you could, or maybe some sort of level progression, or you could find some different weapon, or at least some different gimmick to make it more to separate each level, or show progression, or add more depth to the game. It did. I like what you said about it. Kind of felt mindless with your playing. It didn't like it wasn't like, oh, I made it to the next level. Okay, there's nothing. Okay, I just made it to the next level. That's all that happened. You didn't get rewarded. Like there wasn't a ton of difference. I mean, there's some like mobs that were reskinned, but pretty much did the same thing. The bosses felt similar. They weren't that difficult for me.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Once honestly, I don't know if we want to jump to that, but I mean the bosses really were it's short, go to one side of the screen, attack you as they move up through the screen. If you can get your attack in right there, then you're good, and they're going to fly to the other side and repeat. I mean, a Z pattern to all degrees, I think. But I just I don't know. I don't even know if a level up thing would help or something. I mean, you made me think about the old Dungeon or not Dungeon Dragons, Double Dragon on the NES. It was an arcade port. The arcade port wasn't that good. They made the Double Dragons for NES more relatable because you had to beat up guys and as you started to progress through it, you opened up more abilities. You couldn't do an elbow smash until you got to level 2. You couldn't do a backhand elbow to level
Mhm.
3. And it wasn't done so much RPG, but you collected X amount of points for all the guys that you beat up, which in this you do the same. So I just don't see why they could have added something like that. That would just help keep it fresh the longer you went into it.
100%.
Agreed.
I very much agree. Well, we've kind of getting our gripes out of the way. What's something you like about the game? See, some that you enjoy. What's your favorite part of this game?
Well, the first thing I was going to say can't be my favorite part because that would just be probably not the best answer. I think my favorite part's the way it looked, the way it played. I will say you touched on earlier, story is straightforward. I feel like the game itself plays straightforward. Do get a lot of monotonous stuff, but on the flip side of it, it kind of is a nice little way to turn off your mind as well. And like I said, I've been playing a lot of Valorant, been using all my brain power normally on one game and then playing like shit the rest of the time. So it's kind of nice to be able to just kind of turn off the brain, play a little beat 'em up action with my beloved turtles. So I also do like, especially because they only made it the 2-player, I feel like they could have cheaped out and just not even given you all 4 turtles and really made it a big flop in that sense. So glad to see all the guys. Love the pizza time and the special pizzas. Love that. Dude, when I eat pizza, I start spinning circles and freaking out too. It's exactly what I did before I hopped up here. So I like the backgrounds, level design, all that stuff is pretty good. I do like the 2020. I didn't notice that, but I do like it. Surfing's fun. Hoverboards are cool. Overall, I think it was easier on easy on the mind, especially. I know we had talked about previously in last season. Sometimes it's just nice to kind of kick back and just play something. This is one I wouldn't be. I definitely wouldn't pass up in an arcade. It's, oh, come on, Larry, jump over here with me real quick. Oh, it's the 4-player. Aiden, come on, come on, come on. All 3 of us can run it. Like I just like the ability to turn off your mind. And I know Aiden harped on me with our album review and saying that's a bad thing, but sometimes it's a good thing. And when you use as much mind power as me, sometimes you just need to turn off your mind and mash some buttons. I did like see both sides of the simplicity. I am a button mashing fan. It does get old quick, but at the same time, I will say at least through the first 3 levels, dude, I was feeling it just mashing button. Didn't say buttons, but mashing button. I did enjoy it for a minute there. So good stuff overall. Didn't hate it.
Well, we see it's obvious for CJ doesn't have a whole lot of mind power to give out, so once he kind of exhausted some of it, he's kind of over with. Like he'll play one game of Tetris, then he'll have to come back to this and be like, okay, I gotta rest my mind for the next 4 hours.
Reset.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say
Go to
we are
hibernation.
harping on this game, but this game is meant to be a 2-player game. I can definitely see this game being more enjoyable with a friend playing it. I do want to say though, my favorite part of the game is probably the graphics and the environment. Kind of put those 2 and 2 together. I feel like the graphics complemented the environment and the story. Uh, yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the game. Flat and center is the graphics. It looked much better than a lot of SNES games we played. Very vibrant. The levels, the background levels, it looked good. What can I say? Larry, you got something different to say about favorite? What's your favorite part?
Um, I meant to ask you guys this earlier, and I never got to it. But I guess you didn't have the opportunity to get together and play it either with
No.
anyone. I tried once to get my wife to play it, but she wasn't down for it, and I tapped out all my daughter's availability to play a beat 'em up a week ago. So yeah,
Fair enough.
I was hoping somewhere we could have probably worked out over the weekend, but time gets in the way. That's what sucks about being old. But
Doesn't it?
either way, um, I think 100% beat 'em ups are made to be played with friends. It's for us to be there to like carry on, yell, like, oh, kick that dude's ass. So I think that's something we missed in this that would have probably added some benefit to it. But I agree with you 110%. The graphics were very good. The environment brought you into the world of the turtles. Um, and honestly, like I say, the animation I think is what I want to say. That was very good too, considering what it was. Um, the movements, the strikes, all that stuff, the jump attacks, they all look really good. I just like I said, the problem was it's just it was the same thing over and over and over, trying to make it better is the hard part of that. But I
Mhm.
mean, you can't go wrong. Just one, I think, just being the Turtles. I mean, if you got any love for the Turtles, you can't go wrong with it. And I think that's one of the stronger points with it. That's carried half of this itself. I would say that's what made it why we didn't get the progression and all that stuff, because they're like, it's the fucking Teenage Mutant Turtles, dude. We could
Yeah.
put 4 green blobs in here and some damn kid will want it. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Kind of final thoughts on it. It's kind of one of those games to me. It seemed like we had a lot of gripes about the game, but truly, it's not something that I really despise about the game. It's just kind of things that I hoped they could have done to make the game better, but also not a whole lot of things that are really standing out to me about this game. Uh, it is kind of one of those games that's mindless. There's not a ton of thinking to do. I could see myself listening to another VGR podcast episode of playing the game, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I'm not going to sit down and have like an in-depth, really focus on this game, really try really hard to beat it. It's like you could sit down, mindlessly play this game, and have a good time. Uh, I think that's the only reason I would recommend it. Other than that, I can't say that I would really recommend that you have to go out and play this game. If you want to mindlessly play a game, or if you got a buddy that want to play beat 'em up, this one's a good SNES beat 'em up. You could find it a lot of different places. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much my final thoughts. CJ, you got anything else to add there?
Yeah, I think a lot of what you said is pretty true for me. Didn't really do nothing crazy good, Larry. I think you had probably the best point of the pod. It's the turtles. Deal with it. You got a turtle game, so do get a little bit of that. But at the same time, yeah, I did enjoy turning off the hardworking brain here and just kicking some ass as a turtle. I did get to play as Leonardo, probably the turtle that suits me best. So it's pretty cool. I'd say if you got a friend to hop on the sticks with, pick it up, see if you enjoy kicking ass with your turtle brother. I'd play it again as long as I had a friend there with me. I think. I don't think this is something I'd go to. Like I said, not the biggest turtle fan. Also, just not the biggest beat 'em up fan. But I did enjoy at your place, Larry, playing kind of that beat 'em up stylish game. Can't remember the name, but that was fun. I would do this in a similar manner with you all or something like that. So I think that's where I'd play it again. But outside of that, might not come back, but it wasn't bad by any means.
that
What was
was
that game
Knights
called?
of the Round. Knights of the
Knights of
Yes,
the
Round.
Round.
I liked that. That was fun.
Maybe
And
cheated a little bit, but
it's
we did get the victory.
it we played the arcade version, I think, and in the SNES Super Nintendo catalog, it's in here too. So just in case you get bored on your own time, it's out there.
I put in 99 quarters, if you recall, that I
Yeah,
totally
it's
have
not
with
as
me.
forgiving on the Super Nintendo.
Believe that.
Um, for what it is for the time, I think it's a good game. Um, the Turtles sold it, every bit of it. I think that's what got it in your house and got it played. It was the first one on the Super Nintendo, so definitely was coming at you. I do remember um, late in the podcast for a little history, but the original Teenage Mutant Turtles game on the NES was totally weird. It was kind of based off the comic more than the cartoon. And it's a completely different thing. And then Turtles 2 was the arcade game, and then the third one was uh, the arcade game 2, which that was a very good port as well for the NES. So naturally this was going to come out. They say this already hit the arcade. Can't go wrong with the Turtles, but it is a beat 'em up, and I think it's the nature of any beat 'em up. It is play with a friend, um, and that's what this missed. So I think I agree with you guys. I have no intentions of going back and playing the same time soon. But if one of us, two of us, even maybe one of my brothers, someone else said, "Hey, want to play something?" I'm like, "I got the fucking game we can play." And it will be probably a Teenage Mutant Turtles game, um, because that's best shared with friends who can talk about the fact that oh, he's kicking my ass, help me.
Yeah.
It's part of it. So,
Yeah, I'd play it again with a friend, but I wouldn't dive back into it by myself. I wouldn't say.
no, it's where it needs to be. So, find a friend, play it. That's about where I'm at.
Well, it's about that time of the pod. Got to put pens to paper. Give it a number. I got a number in my head.
You're
I'll go first this time. I got a number in my head. I'm going to give it a flat, not flat, a little rigid 6.2 out of 10. I was going to give it a flat 6. I was like, okay, that's a little harsh. 6.2. I can play it. It's a little bit above average game. Nothing too crazy. See, do you got numbers? Are you sending it off to Larry here?
I'll send it off to Larry after I say this. Giving it a flat 6. Think it's pretty average. Not the biggest beat 'em up fan. Not the worst game I played. Colorful, vibrant, itched my tism brain, and I enjoyed it overall. So give it a 6. I think 6 is fair. I think I did like UN Squadron slightly better, but just slightly. I think this is still a good game, average game, you know. And Larry's gonna knock it out of the park with a 10.
Well, again, my love for a lot of things comes into play here, but I think you hit the nail on where I would go with it. This is an average game. Had we had the opportunity to get together to play this, I probably actually would even bumped it up higher. But playing it by myself, I did see the end. I don't know if you guys made it that far. I'll have to say I played it on the original stuff, and we went through that, and I got through like maybe like the first prehistoric land. I played it on the Cowabunga collection where you could put in a level selection, so I played every level that was available to it. The ending for this and the arcade are different. I'll say that much. This one you fight Super Shredder, and the one in the arcade is Shredder with a sword. So spoiler for that, but it's average. It's just an average beat 'em up. It's nothing makes me want to go back and play a whole lot. There are other ones I'd rather play on my own. Like I say, with a group, well, that changes everything. So by itself, playing it 5.5. And I think really the 0.5 I'm throwing in there is because it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's just I love my boys. But the game,
Fair
it's
enough.
pretty basic.
What's our VGR average here? See,
Our VGR average stays as an average at an even flat 6 when rounding appropriately. So this is a 6 out of 10, and it's an average game.
6 out of 10. Average game. We'll take it. Wait,
I
are
think
you
that's
sure
what we
about
all
that?
came up with.
Yeah, absolutely positive.
I thought it was a
Unless you wanna
5.9 due to my calculations, but that is not that big of a.
5.96. The 6 would round the 9 to a 0, and then there would be a 1 added onto the 5, so therefore it would be a 6.0, buddy. Yeah.
Okay, I
Fucking
was-
Khan
And
Academy video right now.
The only
Where'd it
reason I
go?
knew that is because I got to save some brain power by playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4.
All right,
So,
team.
wait, I got something for you.
Oh shit!
The Kanye
Forgot.
quote of the week.
Kanye quote
Gotta
of the
phone a
week.
friend here. I'm gonna phone a friend. Kanye's gonna phone his friend Nas, the New York City rapper. Who else is a rapper from New York City? I know 4 turtles and a big rat that are also that, allegedly. I never sleep. Huh, because cousin. Wait, that's the wrong lyrics. No, I got it right. I never sleep.
Embarrassing.
Because sleep is the cousin of death. Beyond the walls of intelligence, life is destined. I think of crime when I'm in the New York state of mind. That's what these turtles do. They're in the New York state of mind, taking ass, taking names. It's pretty much what we do here.
And if my brain had worked better because of not being so numb from this, we would have been able to bring up Vanilla Ice's Ninja Rap. Go Ninja,
I thought
go
about
Ninja,
going there.
go Ninja, go Ninja, go, go, go. That movie was awful.
Thought about
but I
going
love
there.
it.
Well, what do we got going on next week? See,
Next week, back to me. I picked Donkey Kong Country.
wait a minute, guys. We got a surprise episode next week. Surprise extra separating week 1 and week 2. We got Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You know it was coming up.
shit.
An extra or postseason. We're going to be playing Super Mario 2, Yoshi's Island our extra. Sorry to cut you off there. I decided to make an executive decision right here and right now. We're playing Yoshi's. We're playing Super Mario 2 Yoshi's Island next week. I'm going to be hosting as well, and it's going to be a great time. Now the week after that, that's a different story. But Larry, what should all of our VGR fans do, and what must they do actually?
Well, what they got to do is like, follow, and subscribe on whatever you're watching or listening to us on. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for subscribing and watching. Thank you for coming this far. If you like to catch more content, or at least a longer edition of this, watch us on Spotify, or rather listen to us on Spotify. There's nothing to watch there, but there's a good hour worth of content there. We're all over the place. Spotify, Amazon, YouTube. You're going to find all kinds of good videos there. We throw in random different stuff that you're only going to find in different spots, so check out all the different ones. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We got TikToks rolling. We just, we're putting it out there, put some stuff for you. We want to hear from you. Email us, VGRPOD@gmail.com. Send us a letter. Let us know what you think, how you feel. CJ will send you back some feet pics. It'll be gross. It'll be great.
Yes, he will. Well, until the next one, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
It's a cowabunga.
Tubular, dude. What is Mikey's thing? I gotta pee. Is it cowabunga?
It's definitely not. I gotta pee.